All right, hopefully all this stuff is on and working. All right, let me double check. All right, we will clear. Losses and expenditures are cleared. All right, I think we are good to go. Allow me to crack my beverage. Getting to be a tradition here. Because tonight we have a special beverage. We have some F15 Bourbon Barrel Aged Farrell Brewing Company beer, courtesy of our good friend Slothrop. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Yeah. All right. Ooh, a little kick to it. All right. Well, tonight, gentlemen, hired goons, random people that just wandered in. We have Operation Sunglasses at Night. This is the Demons operation, and it is going to cover our. For this evening, yes, I should be drinking a Coke product. Unfortunately, I'm not terribly into Coke products when I have something like this to drink. Coke has employed us to first bring in weapons to the Sofia International Airport, and at the same time, on our departure, get some VIPs out and to safety. Coke has hired remnants of the old Bulgarian military. They are in position at various choke points. They're preventing advances by the Molson Coors Taco Bell group, who occupies the high ground. They have taken over a helicopter base just north of town. There's some other noticeable stuff here. We'll get into that once the mission starts going. To the north, we have the airfield at Pleven, next to Dolna Mitropolia, which I'm sure someone will tell me that I'm pronouncing improperly. And further south, we have our forward operating base at Graf Ignatievo. This thing happens to be a ridiculously massive base with all sorts of, let's see what we got here. Revetments all over, parking spots. Yeah, it's a pretty nice base. We got our MiG-21s are here. And also we have first base in the CN-235-200. And we have Pike in the C-130J. Right now they are both loaded up with cargo. We have our bar cap and the side cap. Our two patrols that are going to be coming out of there, and our 3D printed MiG-21 Bisons. Running, well, we'll get into that in a minute here. We'll get back over to Yater. So pretty much how the mission is going to go is we are going to send everything out initially out of Jader, and it is going to get into a holding pattern. And we've got a couple of holding points down here. We got some support areas. And then once it's kickoff time, we will send the F-117s and a pair of Tornadoes towards Pleven to knock out some of the airfield stuff there. And we have to do the same thing. Right when that happens, we're going to have units that are going to strike at Sofia as well. A couple of things I have to remember to do include set some weapons release authorizations. Once I switch units into that, then the weapon release stuff pops up. So we'll take care of that then. But just so I don't forget, also just to make sure, is everything coming in here? I want to make sure I'm not losing anything. My OBS is showing that I'm, whatever. Okay, well, it's pretty good beer. 9% alcohol. has the approximate standard drinks. This is equal to 2.4 normal beers. Wonder if that's Australian beers or regular beers. But oh well, we'll figure it out. All right. Let's see. Where were we going over the base here? I'm going to take a look and pull up Operation Sunglasses at Night. Oh yeah, Diamond Team 5 is in position in Sofia, and each member of the team is doing what they can to try to get that artillery to fire on something that's not the Sofia International Airport, or to blow up the ammo, or to hack in and do something terrible, or to do some wet team stuff and just kill everybody. There is an equal chance that something good will happen or something bad will happen. I don't know which agent is going to be triggered. One agent will likely come through for us, but the outcome might not be what we expect. That being said, they probably won't shell the international airport, so that's a plus. Yeah, I think that I actually can set it globally. Yeah, I can set it globally. Actually, I could do that. Bear with me here. I'm going to do that right now because I'm glad you brought it up, the demon, because this has been one of those things where I've been deathly afraid that I'm going to forget it, and you're going to watch every single round from like the F-117s all plow into one, AAA facility. This way, it'll be a little more reactive. Otherwise, what happens is you guys get to watch every single bit of ordnance just smuck one thing. And that's no good. Okay, that is the paveways. We'll do the spice next. They've had a bad habit when our Kafirs go out where they all smuck the same thing, which is really embarrassing. So, bear with me here. Overall, the mission went together pretty well. I mean, we have a lot of planes, so there's just a lot going on, and I mean that's good. That's fun. We will just have to try to work with it in the future. We've had some cool ideas as far as how to break this all up. Come on now. So that these missions aren't quite so massive and a little more manageable both for you guys when it comes time to make the missions, and then also for myself when it comes time to run them. Because I mean, I don't want it to take 16 hours of planning to do something like was it the Black Buck operation where they went down and had to do like 15 refuels all the way down to the Falkland Islands. While cool, I wouldn't want to have to try to do it here. All right, our spice are set. We have no harpoons. That must be from our boats. The paveways, I believe everything else should be set. Those are the only ones that have been difficult. But all right, for now, let's take a look at Hired Goons HQ. We've got Windmill heading to a farm-up point. We are going to have Meat and Wanderer. They are going to both be tasked left and right, or northwest and southeast of Sofia with the ground radar on. We've got our F-117s, Ground Beef, Murphy, Rock, Paper, and Tongue Bath. We've got a couple of form-up locations, one for the Plevin folks and then one for the Sofia folks. With our Grippins, we have a standard patrol right off the get-go of anti-air war meteors, and then we have a standby patrol. Initially, we're going to have Back and Fungus, Ghost Sight and Lancer, Greenhorn, Handlebar, Mazda, and Blue Tick, followed by Mobius and Septim Ultimo, Pegasus and Rocket, Ventura and Lunatic, and Whiskey Delta 69 and Hammer. Fire Mirage Sparkmaster is going to be running the Aztec ESM pod. This thing's actually pretty cool. It's one thing I really do love about this. You start running these scenarios and you guys find this stuff, and it's just like, wow, I had no idea. No idea it was even out there. 3D printed MiGs. Oh, we are going to have two groups of MiGs to save me the trouble of jumping back and forth and deleting them from one airbase and the other. It shows that they're here. They're not here. Yeah, I agree with you. It lets us have the top two missions run out of 4, and then still, kind of gets them a little more manageable. I look at our stuff in Tibet. I mean, you look at one odd mission, all we had to do was blow up a bridge and escort a plane. I mean, it was pretty chill. I'd like to get back to that. We can do them more often. It helps keep you guys engaged. MiG-27Ks. Here's more of our 3D printed aircraft. This is Power Thighs and Tourist. We have our 7 Tornadoes. Our Tornadoes have been our Swiss Army knives, even though they're not Swiss. You get the idea. They just can carry so much, and they can go so far that it is just unbelievable. With Coffee, Fish Sandwich, Dandy, Buzzkill, Domai Otter, Hellfire, Hawaiian Pizza, Lamora, and God, Mojangle, and Swam, and Phantom, and Wedge Cree. We have our Kafirs, the Survivors, Blue Shift, and Maximum Buck. We have Dagon in an AMX running some JDAMs. We have Big Pig, Support Fuel. I Spy, Roamer, Sky Eye, and Loudmouth living large in our Saab. First base is not there. Whale, Psychosocial, and Peanut are going to be hanging out in the 1150 at home. And finally, we're going to have Maverick in the VC-10. So as I said initially, all of our forces that are at Jader are going to take off, and they're going to form up. When everybody's in position, the mission is automatically going to shift. It's also going to remind me to do something I have to do with the weapon release authorization. Hopefully everything paths in a non-retarded manner, but you guys know how that goes. Yeah, I agree. I prefer to run these more often. It's really a bummer that they get big and they get fun and they get cool, but in a perfect world, I'd run one a week. I mean, that's what I'd really like to do. Work has been busy, so unfortunately that's not happening. But let us see. Everything should be set. So let's go live, Hired Goons. Now, I've built a little bit of Sophia itself to kind of model. We've got, where are they now? We got a bunch of buildings around. We have the Georgy Ostrohov Stadium. We've got the Sofia National Cemetery. We have the Sofia Communist Monument. We also have the Sofia Museum of Modern Art. We have a bunch of large buildings on the other side of town. And there's a lot of stuff. I mean, Sofia is a big town. And of course, Coke Infantry. Yes, I did use the Soviet Naval Infantry. It just happened to fit. No, they're not Soviet, nor are they naval, but that's how it goes. All right, we should have planes in an air. The missions are just going to kick off in a minute here. I'll bump up the time until we get... I love the goofy aircraft. I wish we had more of them. That's one thing, if you guys end up doing the Cold War thing, or somebody does, or I do, or whoever, that'll be a lot of fun, because there is some crazy Cold War stuff out there. I still have the exclusion zone up to the north, around Belgrade. Oops. We probably won't run with those again. Oh, we got our first planes. We've got Gripens. First one's off. It looks like What do we have? Back Fungus, Mazda, Blue Tick, Greenhorn, and Handlebar, and Ghost Sight and Lancer. Then we have Sparkmaster. Sparkmaster is going to be running. What do we have? Sparkmaster has the Aztec pack with the Mirage. Mirage is a pretty cool plane. By the way, if you don't follow Angry Staff Officer on Twitter, you really should. He wrote a children's story about the Iraq-Iran War. It's hilarious. All right, we have Big Pig and Maverick. You know, everybody's going to be following the terrain on the way. I just kind of assumed that this was the way we wanted it to run, just to not peek up. We have all this wonderful terrain. Some of it I have pathed in an intelligent manner. Other stuff I've just kind of let go as it goes. All right, we have I Spy, Roamer, Sky Eye, and Loudmouth in our S100 Bravo in our cool Swedish Saab. Now, just to save on speed, I've not simulated all the civilian traffic going around. Some of our later missions got a little unwieldy in that regard when I had all kinds of stuff modeled that we weren't using. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit leaner. Just a lot of clutter on the map. All right, we have Tongue Bath, F-117, and Windmill. Of course, Windmill is our prowler, who is really, we should have 4 people in here. I guess there's a pilot, a co-pilot, a couple people running the E-War. We'll worry about that some other time. And once everything goes live, Windmill is going to be running the OECM package. Yeah, we got a bunch more planes going up. Let's see here. Dagon and Hellfire Hawaii Pizza. We have our naval group. I forgot, of course. We have Captain Heavy Messing, Captain Space Case. We have Commodore Grey Hunter's Tokyo Bay Fortress, which is this ridiculous looking thing. It's been listening intently and finding interesting things. More on that later. Because in-game it really hasn't done much, so we'll turn it into a plot device. Captain Pipeline, my apologies. All right, Sparkmaster is going to be running a box. We're going to do one and then shift Sparkmaster to a support point. Otherwise, he will fly immediately over the top of all the bad people. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Oh, it says Chana reports success. She has fought her way through a dozen guards, sliced half as many throats, and changed the targeting solutions on the artillery computer. The question remains if she sent bogus coordinates or not. All right. That means that Diamond Team 5's Agent Chana, who happened to be the ex-MI6 Wet Team Specialist, was successful. So, something will happen now. Let's see what it is. Oh, dear. Uh-oh. We have artillery rounds heading towards... Oh, boy. Uh-oh. We've got massive artillery. Oh, dear. We have an entire barrage of artillery. It is going... Where is it going? Oh, that one hit the stadium. Oop. That one hit the Communist Monument. Oh, dear. They're shelling civilian buildings. The Museum of Modern Art. Oh, God, this is terrible. This is like Sarajevo in the 90s. Oh, my. Oh, this is terrible. Those 130 millimeters just keep shelling the city of Sofia. Oh, I hit that building. Well, yeah, another one hit the stadium. Good thing it's so late and nobody's playing soccer, but oh my dear. Well, that's the thing with Diamond Team 5. It can be good or it can be bad. Wow. Wow, the artillery is just firing and firing. Oh, this is terrible. We don't have any ACAFs yet, Heretic. They will come after this operation. We will have our 3D print order. Well, luckily, we got that in before the folks at Goldman Sachs showed up. All right, Sparkmaster is coming in. He's going to run his box. The guideline was 50 nautical miles, so that's about the box we're going to be running. First up is going to be our Grippins. And we're going to have all our other folks. Oh man, that artillery just keeps hammering down. Oh, they're hitting the cemetery now. Ugh. Well, yeah, I don't think Molson Coors is. They're going to be unhappy with the results of this. Oof. Yep. Well, not much we can do about that. There's nothing in the mission plan to cover it. So let's hope they run out of ammunition. I don't think anybody will miss the Communist Monument, though. Oof. All right, we're going to take up time compression here. Well, I mean, it's going to be terrible if you live in Sofia. Yeah. Everybody else, it'll just be comedy. All right, we'll just watch the artillery land. Bump up our time compression a little bit here. Coke Infantry is providing us some intel. It's kind of cool. You can see the radar circle expand and contract as the S-100 gains and loses altitude. That must be kind of a crazy flight. Oh, I wonder how many rounds them things have. They just keep shooting and shooting. Nobody will know we're involved. Diamond Team 5 is untraceable. Ugh. Yep. Oh, okay. We've got our first contact. Let's see what we got here. Contact report. Surface to air, short range. Only pickup we have at the moment is coming off Sparkmaster's Aztec package. We'll bump up a little bit, see if we can get another feed. We got more mobiles. Once we start getting this profile around, we'll get better resolution on all this. Too bad we couldn't have had that artillery fire on their own stuff. No, that would have been comedy. Another mobile. At the moment, we've got a bunch of surface-to-air radars. No idea what it is yet, though. We don't have an exact idea. Okay, we're getting a little bit better profile on it. Another mobile. Another mobile. There is a... Oh, we got a NUR-12 radar. Oh, and we just got a whole bunch of confirmation. Let's see what we got here. We have got our Indra radar. We have got 100 millimeter AAA. Looks like some flak. raid around the airport as we expected. Just north, we've got the radar. What do we have for a contact report? Nothing. No ID. Oh, another 100 millimeter. Okay. That's all looking pretty good. This is all what we expected. Artillery is still raining down the city. I have to say everything's looking all right. I think that's a good enough fix that our... Yeah, we should be able to lob some bombs at that. Once the S-100 gets into position, that'll do a little bit better as well. Yeah, that... I'm cool with something like this, a lot cooler with this than I was with the ridiculous Reaper. That thing could, even that... I ended up getting rid of the Verba. It was picking up things at 70 nautical miles that just like impossible, just no way. At least this, you got to get it relatively close to get a good fix. Yeah, the artillery is not. Oh, the stadium is medium damage. That can't be good. Our units are, our Grippins are in position. We've got Mojangle and Swam, Phantom and Wedge Cree, along with Ground Beef and Murphy. They're going to be running a channel up, getting into their position as well. Yeah, that artillery, I'm sure they think that they're just doing the right thing. Their targeting computer is just saying, hey, fire at all this different stuff, and it's doing it. Why wouldn't they trust that the coordinates are correct? They don't have any forward observers to really be spotting on this, so. Okay, we've got Tongue Bath will be the first F-117 in position. And this is one of our hypothetical units that is a British F-117. All right, this is all looking pretty good so far. Our Saab is going to be the slow one, but that's okay. You folks will just have to remind me to make sure that I go to full altitude with the Saab when the time comes. Oh, and Meat and Wanderer are also quite slow. 170 knots, only 20 knots slower than I Spy. But compared to everything else, they're snails. All right, you can see that our folks are staging. They're just going to be flying some laps. Our Kafirs, F-117, Dagon, and that AMX, that A-11 Geely. No idea if that's how you pronounce it, but it's kind of a cool looking jet. The Phantom and Wedge Cree, followed by Murphy and Ground Beef. Also Mojangle and Swam. To say Slothrop, this F-15 is pretty tasty. If I've done everything right on this, there should be no sound that you guys get out of command. Because there's some of like the missile alerts that if you're playing this, all of a sudden you just get this horrible siren that scares the shit out of you. Okay, everybody's holding good. We've got our Griffin flights. Sparkmaster is running his racetrack. Once he is done with this section of it, we are going to task him to go back and move to one of the support points. And I may have to go get another beer. Yeah, just what you folks like to hear, right? Let's watch Uper get sloshed. Well, he plows all of our planes into the ground. All right, we have Mojangle, Swam, Phantom, and Wedge Cree in Ground Beef in Murphy. We're going to be heading to the Pleven Point. We are just about staged up. Big Pig and Maverick are going to be in the pig pen. That name is just too iconic to not let it go. I believe in 5 minutes, our initial missions will be kicking off. Hopefully, I don't screw anything up and forget that. We still haven't found anything for where the museum men will be coming out of. So we know they're somewhere in theater. We do not know the details. Sparkmaster is about to finish his route. When he does, we will retask. Otherwise, he will fly immediately over the top. All right, everything's still looking okay. I Spy and Roamer is slowly coming into position. Hey, Coiler. By the way, everybody, if you haven't gotten the new Command Live expansion, you should go and do so. All right, and it is 2245 local 0045. We are going to assign you to the Sophia Point. This is now where our units are about to go live. But yeah, the new Command Live pack is Iran going up against Saudi Arabia. And I believe some of those beloved Iranian F-14s will be there, so go check it out. Okay, as you can see, we have a whole lot of missions that have suddenly swapped over. We have a bunch of patrols that are going to come out and look for the SAMs. At the same time, we are going to have some flights that are going to go kill these radars. So before I kick it off, I am going to go grab a fresh beer. Everybody tell Coiler hello and go buy that expansion if you haven't, because it's cool. I'll be right back. All right, and Uper is back. I have to say that I'm still looking at myself talking, which means that the stream is probably delayed by about 20 or 30 seconds. So if I am slow, that is, I guess that's why. No, OBS thinks everything's okay. So we'll just keep rolling with it. Ooh, that's different. Okay, let's see. We're going to take time compression down. And we will see what happens. We're going to have our F-117s and a pair of our Tornadoes heading north to Pleven. We've got a whole swarm of planes heading to knock out this radar and the SAMs as well. Also, if you're the YouTube folks, I have unfortunately had to close that because I was dropping a lot of packets. So for the moment, I'm only looking at the Twitch stream, so I apologize for that. Oh, and we've got missiles away. Mojangle and Swam has sent a pair of alarms. I must have forgot to set prosecution area. So, weapons hot goes to Mojangle and Swam, who happens to be a little excited to get it on today. Sparkmaster. Just going to head to the backup Sophia Point. All right, we still, wow, look at all that artillery going down. I really like being able to bring in these overlays as well. I think it kind of really adds a nice little bit of flavor for you guys. Yes, thank you. Saab altitude. Where are you, Saab? Saab is now going to go to max altitude. Thank you. This is why I like having you guys around. Okay, we have got the first pair of alarms, I believe, headed towards the Indian radar. Should be the first bombs that we have away, interestingly enough, on accident. And malfunction on the first one. Malfunction? No. This is it air bursted by 15 feet, but it had a malfunction. It looks like Mojangle and Swam and the rest of the guys are all headed up north towards Plevin. Oh, that's okay, Surreal Barrel. You go for it, man. I'm looking forward to it if depending who does it, as long as it doesn't suck. Okay, Sparkmaster is holding position. Dandy and Buzzkill just launched a pair of alarms. The alarm is kind of a cool missile because it will hang out as a parachute, I guess. All right, looks like coffee and fish sandwich. Oh, hey, I forgot to set just one for the alarms. Okay. Well, that one AAA battery is about to get smoked. Thanks, Heretic. I think I got it. The Saab should be... Yes, the Saab is gaining altitude. Our good friend Rion Monteris was good enough to remind me. Oh, what is this? We are about to have a swarm of these things. A couple of them going different places. That's cool. All right, we had the first one air bursted off the vehicle by 10 foot, 7 feet. We had more malfunctions off of the radar. Did not expect that. We'll have to wait to get updates to see what the condition of these are, if we've knocked out the radars or not. That one's going for the NUR. Oh, we've got the first of our MiG-21s taken off. The MiG-21s are going to be flying a bar cap along the side, and then we're going to have a side cap as well. But let's see, we got a lot going on here. We're about to have one alarm going towards the NUR-12, another pair of alarms headed up here. Once one of those are knocked out, it should open it up. We're about to also have, there's a bar lock here at Plevin. Yes. There's a bar lock, then there's also a civilian radar there as well. And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 alarms headed to that. Hopefully they do a little better than our previous alarms. So these look to arrive first. So we're going to watch this and then we'll go down. And detonated. We had 80% penetration off the bar lock. I think that we can... Okay, bar lock has been destroyed. We also knocked out the NUR-12. Oh, and we got new contacts. What do we got? Let's take a look here. Contact report says, all right, we knocked out the radars, and now we get a good look at our Akashas, which is our Indian surface-to-air missile batteries. I think we can safely set those as hostile. We have another one. Let's see what's over there. Medium range. Again, I think we can safely set that as hostile. Let us see. We still have Phantom and Wedge Cree running some alarms. I don't know. Let us take a look. See if there's any reason for them guys to hang around. The alarms are clear. Okay, we're going to get these out of here. Phantom and Wedge Cree is RTB, as is Mojangle and Swam. All right, we're going to have Murphy and Ground Beef. They have to get a little bit closer in order to be able to launch. Oh dear, and Power Thighs is right on top of we have Tourist and Power Thighs. We have another mobile. We'll come back to that in a moment. Okay, let us see. We've got Hellfire and Hawaiian Pizza heading up with a bunch of brimstones. Okay, we've got our first Kegler. If that's just not the coolest name for a missile in the world, I don't know what is. We have an alarm floating, as alarms like to do, in case the radar was about to turn back on. Yes, I can set an RTB path. And it looks like they're even going to follow it. All right, we are about to have Murphy and Ground Beef launching. I may do a manual launch to try to get some more rounds fired, just to make sure that they don't, try to hold on to everything and hang out. Okay, Murphy. We're also going to path him down south. And Ground Beef is also RTB. We'll path him south as well. All right, at the moment, let's take stock of what's going on. We missed it, but it looks like our SAM battery is, we don't have a damage report. We have a contact report, but we're showing damage. So Power Thighs with the Kegler. We are going to task Power Thighs onto our, we have a patrol, airport patrol. Oh, and they've already launched. Okay, we found a new mobile. What do we have here? We have a jammer. Oh dear, we have a pair of jammers that just popped up north of the city. We don't have a good fix on them at the moment. It looks like the Aztec picked them up. Okay, let's get down a little bit here. We still have Hellfire and Hawaiian Pizza. We're launching Brimstones. We've got Keglers. Oh, we have a new mobile. Okay, we have. Oh, that's one of our artilleries. All right, looks like our SAM. We've got some Power Thighs in the MiG-27. All right, with the AAA we're dealing with is 23 millimeter. And actually, Hellfire is going to fly right over the top of them. So let's see if these Keglers can knock this thing out. As I recall, this thing has a massive warhead on it. Yeah, 90 kilogram. Which is a pretty impressive... Oh, and there it goes. Okay, so this SAM battery has been knocked out. We've got some brimstones going in. Brimstone penetration and penetration. Let's see if we can get some more here. Let's see. We have a Kegler. Will it reacquire? It appears that the Kegler, yes, the Kegler did reacquire. That's cool, and it even hit. I don't know how successful it was. It was saying we had good penetration. Just can't ask for much more than that. Okay, let's see. We got a bunch of brimstones going in. Oh, a sand battery. The northern Akash is gone. All right, we're going to zoom into Plevin. We have got multiple paveways going in. We've got some going on the access point. We've got another group going in on the hangars. So let's see how that looks. Make sure I don't miss anything here. And first paveways. Okay, we have a hit on a tarmac space. We have a strike on the access point. We have a hit on a hangar. And on the runway itself. Okay, that last one was a little bit unexpected. All right, we've still got our mobiles. Okay, we've got the hangar showing medium damage with a major fire. Our jammers are still showing some unusual positioning. We've got nothing in the line of planes just yet. I don't know how that's going to impact with the jammers like they are. Okay, let's see. We've got Hellfire and Hawaiian Pizza. We are going to assign him to our Sofia Airport Strike. Oh, and he's dodging 23 millimeters. Oh, and they managed to get away. Okay. That would have been embarrassing. And we've got brimstones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, it's looking pretty well tore up. Let's see, we've got a fire cannon in the north, hanging out as they like to do. We've got an artillery. We have got one jammer. Oh, and we got a bogey. Looks like the first bogey out of Plevin. Okay, let's see what we got. At the moment, bogey is gaining altitude. Yeah, one thing I found with the SAMs is if they show any damage, you can pretty much be assured that they are incapable of doing anything. And actually, we will try, if I can get Mojangle and Swam. Oh, they're firing at the fire can. Okay. We'll try to have him fire as well. More bogeys. Okay, we've got bogeys taking off out of Plevin. Pretty good fix on them as well. This is where we're going to make sure that our OECM is on. Where's Windmill? There's Windmill. OECM is active. All right, the city units are headed into strike. At the same time, we have our first groups going in with our MiGs. We have got, let's see who's in the group. Random Paul and Sabotage, followed by Grumio and Peeping Tom, with Death Rap and Gervasius. We have got a southern flight of MiG-21s that includes Scooters and Tapco. I think we can safely set these guys hostile as well. All right, we've got our first adders away. Yes, the Kafirs, luckily we set them initially. Someone was good enough to remind me that I can set it globally. So what? Oh, we got new bogeys coming out way north. Let's see, what do we got for a contact report? We got some emissions. We have no idea what it is. I'm assuming this is the museum men coming somewhere between us and Romania. Now, we have a pretty massive advantage right now because we have radar coverage and they do not. Artillery is still firing. Okay, we're going to have a line of, oh, we got another bogey. All right, that is a pair of bogeys coming out of the north. Another malfunction on our alarm. We have an alarm that did detonate, followed by another alarm. Oh, we're showing damage. That's a good sign. Contact report, 22 seconds for the emissions. Let's zoom in on our adders. I'll tell you what, these MiG-21s are really proving to be popular. We can expect to see quite a bit of them, both on friendly forces and hostile. With this price, it was one of them things they want to introduce the 3D printing world, so they are going to be all over. Okay, we got another bogey somewhere. Oh, more coming out of Plevin. First, let's see if they can escape these adders. Another bogey. Yes. We missed with the first adder, missed with the second. We've got the next pair of adders going live. Oh, we got a cheetah this time. Don't see those every day. Another miss, two more miss. Oh, they ran out of energy. Okay. Let us zoom right in. We've got our spices that are making their way. Dandy and Buzzkill patrolling over to the side. Okay, we've got a whole bunch going live. Wow, I wonder if we're going to get anybody in a gunfight here. Oh, they must have just picked it up. New bogeys. Let's see what we got. Bogeys, bogeys, missiles. Miss. Oh, and we've got the first bison down. Two more adders going in. Oh, and the next one is down. Let's see. What do we have coming up next? We've got a line of aircraft, MiG-25s. Let's check this thing out. We've got some MiG-25 PD Foxbat Soviet Union vintage. Look at this thing. No wonder they're called the museum men. Some AA-6s. Boy, that really looks like about it. Long intercept range. Huh. Okay, well, this is interesting. Yes, we have. We'll get Dandy and Buzzkill out. Mojangle and Swam is out, as is Phantom and Wedge Cree. And that should be it. We might have, yeah, we've got some more that are going to be with the Brimstones. We have one unit with the Brimstones heading in over Sophia. Murphy and Ground Beef are out. The MiG-25s are still inbound. From what we can tell, looks like trying to follow right above the ground. And let's see. Well, it's a good thing we have a lot of these adders because they don't seem to be terribly effective at punching big holes. Is everybody out? No, they still have archers. Everybody should have adders. I don't know why they're not firing at these cheetahs. Yeah, cheetah D. Oh, there we go. Oh, new bogey. Oh, Plevin is still spitting them out. More cheetahs. It gives us 3 cheetahs in the air at the moment. Artillery is still firing. Well, I wonder if they realize how bad things are about to get. All right, we've got Grumio and Peeping Tom with archers. Still following in for the kill. Looks like right now... Oh, cheetah is down. All right, we got an archer going in. Short range missile. Almost in gun range at this point. Another bogey coming out of Plevin. They're launching them pretty slow, so I have a feeling that our strike was enough to give them a bad day. Yeah, we are almost in gun range. I'm going to have to keep an eye out to see if anybody's going to start to attempt it. Oh, and all right, they did knock out a cheetah. How did they do it? With an archer. And another one down. All right, we have fresh bogeys. Let's see, we picked up a mobile there. All right, we're going to step back. We have spice going in at the moment. We have blue shift with 1 spice remaining at 18,000 feet. Should be out of range of the AAA. We'll go in and see. What do we have? It's a multi-roll. Deathrap and Gervasius going in for the kill. They also spotted something on the runway. Archer is, what did they hit? An F5. F5 Freedom Fighter, and they're still recording more aircraft taking off from Plevin. But more interesting, we have TAPCO and Scooters and the MiG-21 have both launched adders at our incoming Foxbats. More bogeys coming out of Plevin. All right, this is where it's going to get interesting because, we've got our spices impacting at the different AAA batteries. We're showing damage on 2 of the 3. 1 is now missing. SAM battery is damaged. Another one gone. And we also struck this one. Oh, and we're showing damage as well. It appears that blue shift is going in for the kill. But let's go in and see. Foxbats. Good adders. 1, 2, 3, 4 adders. Okay. Foxbat was good enough to evade. Oh, who is attacking blue shift? Somebody is firing on blue shift. Must be that fire can. Well, he's about to get revenge. Oh, and that's it for that fire can. I have to say I'm quite surprised it was able to fire on anybody. At that, we're going to take Dagon. We're going to move Dagon up. Another bogey. Wow, they are just spitting them out of Plevin. We've got an F5, another unknown coming up. We have 1 more adder in the air. Oh, and that adder did take out a MiG-25. Looks like the Foxbats are headed south. We have Meat and Wander are still not in position yet. They are quite slow. All right, we're going to get Dagon in. I take that back. Tongue Bath, you stay where you are. Domai and Otter. Let's see if we can get a better look at this mobile. For now, we're going to use Dagon. Oh, what do we got? Mobile jammer. Yep, we knew about that. We're going to use Dagon to take out this last AAA. Yeah, oh, there you go. We have meteors away. Some of them will just be entering range, yep, of where the meteors will fire. It appears that these Foxbats are going after some of our RTB aircraft. One of our $1.6 million meteors is going in. All right, Dagon has some JDAMs away. Ooh, these MiGs are flying nap of the Earth as much as they can. And Dagon is returning to base. Yeah, I don't know what's up with... I must have them. I must have forgot to set the... to use the archers. Okay, meteor is... Oh, and the meteor missed. We're going to have some of these guys, as soon as these Griffins flip around, I have a feeling they're going to have a whole flight of missiles going over there. Blue shift is with a pair of Pythons. Well, you didn't want that at 1.6 million anyways, did you? Okay, let me see if I can do a little mission editing here. And see if I can change weapon state. Shotgun. We'll try that. I don't know if they'll actually turn around once they've been... Yeah, once they're RTB, they're not going to turn around again. But I might be able to manually do it. See if I can get them to hop back in. Ooh, side cap. Side ignition. Control that side cap. Hey, there we go. Them things where, you know, you get a lot going on, just forget something, but this should take care of it. All of our MiG-21s should be going in for some fun. Oh, and we've got meteors away. We have got a whole bunch of meteors away. All right, we have Domai and Otter. We have two mobiles. No idea what they are. We're going to call them hostile. And we are going to dump some ordnance on top of them. We know where the Coke forces are. At the moment, we have 1, 2, 3 meteors. Oh, and all of our MiG-21s are vectoring in. Looks like Scooters and Tapco. Going in for the kill. Domai and Otter trying to find a solution. Oh, F5s, no surprise there. We've got, oh, and that is a MiG-25 down. Meteor did well. We have another meteor coming out from back and fungus. Oh, that's one more Foxbat down. And finally, oh, last Foxbat sustained. But it's got another meteor coming its way. And we've got archers. Look at these guys right up in each other's face. Oh, and that's it. It looks like Scooters took care of the last of the F5s. That leaves us with a single Foxbat inbound, gaining at 430 knots. Meteor has gone autonomous. Let's see, we've got a Nighthawk. We'll see if the Nighthawk can drop something on this mobile. See if we can get an ID out of the other mobile. All right, we got paveways away. It appears this Foxbat is running for home. Yeah, we could blow the jammers up, but I'm not really seeing any problems. And to be honest, not part of the mission profile. I'm not seeing jammed on any of our stuff. Looks like Scooters and everybody else is on task to try to go after the last Foxbat. And Foxbat is down. That gives us air targets clear. Domai and Otter. We're going to have him fire. It says no suitable weaponry. Oh, he's firing alarms. That's why. Just as he can't fire at any of this other stuff either. Okay, let's see. We got Lamora and God with the brimstones. That's more what we want. And J, we got paveways going in on this unknown contact. Penetration. It hit what it was going for. All right, Lamora and God. We are going to get some brimstones headed that way. Everybody loves brimstones. I guess I could, yes. And we'll use Lamora and God to hit the last mobile here that's unknown. Brimstone's going live. Domai and Otter. We'll get a couple of alarms going on there. Okay, that contact was lost. Whole bunch of brimstones. Oh, that was the artillery. I guess maybe we could fire on one of these artillery units as well. Maybe make some friends in the city of Sofia. Bulgarians love us, don't they? All right, alarms are detonating, detonated, detonated. Alarms did pretty well there. Okay, Lamora and God has a single brimstone left. And we got a whole bunch of them heading towards the artillery. Got some penetration there. Domai and Otter has a single alarm left, but I don't believe there's anything it'll fire at in the area. A string of brimstones heading towards the artillery. We have our last brimstone heading towards the SAMs. It hit, but no real details there. Penetration on the howitzers. 1, 2, 3, and 4 penetrations. As I recall, we do not have a massive warhead on the brimstones. So this leaves us Sparkmaster, still picking up information, Windmill, and Rock Paper. At the moment, oops, we're going to use Rock Paper. We're going to drop a paveway on our last SAM battery. And at that point, we still have the backup Grippins. And then we will get our flights inbound. It does appear we've cleared any threats from the area. Once these paveways go in, we'll take out what's left of that Akash battery. And 130 millimeter artillery is just having a field day. Oh, maybe we finally stopped it, or they ran out of ammunition. I don't see any new rounds coming. All right, we're almost in the moment of the truth where we will launch our cargo planes. All right, there we go. We are going to go active on our ferry mission to Sofia. They are going to launch out of Graf Ignatievo. Fly a simple path to the south area that we think is the clearest, and then in. And let's see how that goes. We still have jammers going. It looks like we still have all of our MiGs covering. All of our Gripens are in the south. Wow, Meat, let's see, he was able to pick up damage on the runway from 87 nautical miles. That is impressive. Of course, Meat is one of our more experienced pilots. And we also have Wanderer, the newer of our Reaper pilots. Reapering as Reapers have been known to do. All right, we should have these guys. Yes, they are taking off as we speak. Tongue bath went for fuel. Oh, okay. I forgot that the F-117s will do fueling. Oh, and that's our cargo planes. Looks like first base, followed by Pike. They won't have a chance to gain much altitude. Take the time compression up a little bit. It says that the Sofia Communist Monument now has heavy damage and it has a major fire. Also of note, we have not lost any of our 3D printed airplanes to maintenance failures yet. There is a chance that they catch on fire or suffer mount problems or radio issues. If they only have one engine, I won't fail the only engine. Okay, first base and Pike coming in for the approach. I'm going to do some magic hand waving once they're on the ground to simulate just a touch and go to pick up passengers. So don't get all fussy about that. You would think if our Reapers could pick anything up, they would sure be picking it up now. We got some 23 millimeter stuff by that helibase, but it ain't doing nothing. The artillery has stopped shelling. Guess somebody got the memo. All right, looks like Pike is going to be the first one down on the C-130. First base is in the landing order, CN-235. Do they have countermeasures? I don't know. It's a C-130. I guess not. At least I'm looking in the wrong place. All right, Pike. is on the ground. First base. Well, it looks like the Sofia Communist Monument took the worst of it. But there's sites throughout the city that are pretty heavily damaged. The Sofia Museum of Modern Art got tore up, but the Communist Monument really took the worst of it. But hey, what are you going to do? Such is the price of communism. All right, first base is going in. 1,000 feet. He should be dropping into land any moment. And first base is on the ground. All right, we're going to take up the time compression here. I'm going to do some magic hand waving stuff and set everybody ready. That way we all get the satisfaction of watching everybody go home. And we will assign you to Ferry. All right. It should give us a plane taking off in a moment. And we will start sending everybody home at that point. We've got our MiG-21s all landing at Graf. You see everybody like stacked up waiting to land. Somebody had mentioned there was only one runway. And it makes you wonder how many of these people actually thought that they would be coming back. Like maybe they only needed one runway. Okay, ferry to Gator, and it looks like they're taking off. Let me double check just to make sure there's no shenanigans. Yes, taking off. First base will be the first one out, followed by Pike, who is taxiing. Hi, Leak G. All right, first base is in the air, gaining altitude fast. Because they are ridiculously slow and big and fat, we'll let them get a little room until we RTB everybody else. And Pike is in the air. They're flying over the shattered ruins of Sofia. Wanderer and Meat are going to RTB. I'm going to take this pack of people, RTB them all. We will leave our Grippins for the time being. Everybody else is going to start heading back. We're going to have our MiGs on the ground now. Looks like Death Wrap will be the final one. Once this is all done, I will go through the losses and expenditures. For the moment, it appears that everything's looking pretty good. I'm going to take time compression up a little bit. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, it looks like they're slowly putting out the fire on the Communist Monument. It's always a good sign. We are going to RTB our Saab. And it looks like our Grippins are grippening about, doing grippin things. Big Pig and his partner Maverick are now going to be heading back as well. All right, let us take a quick peek. Final one will be Wanderer, followed by, we're going to RTB our Grippins. So let's take a look at the city. What's left? We got a couple of jammers hanging out in the hills. We've got a busted up AAA battery, some broken artillery, a relatively untouched helicopter base with some 23 millimeter flanking it, and a whole bunch of really happy Coke infantry. further north at Plevin. Let's see how that looks. So we've got light damage on the runway, light damage on an access point. Last showing planes, contact report, quite old. Tarmac space is wrecked. Hangar is wrecked. Control tower is still standing. There's one hangar still alive and one ammo pad. Beyond that, we kind of got out without getting wrecked. I'd have to call that op success. Now, as I always do, I make sure that there is some randomness in all these, so different units could have taken off. Museum men may have other more exciting Soviet-era aircraft that they could deploy, as do these budget Mart 3D print guys, though I have a feeling we might have seen about all they have. To zoom in a little bit more, though, on the ground, we did a pretty good job of knocking out all of the Molson Coors Taco Bell assets. On the downside, this may mean next time they'll bring something a little more serious. Right now, we saw some budget Indian AAA in Sam's. So, finally, we'll watch everybody come in for a landing. Make sure nobody crashes at the last moment. Planes going on the ground. The Saab is safe. Pike is safe. Meat is safe. Maverick, Wanderer, first base. And that is op success. All right, there we go, Hired Goons. I would have to say that is one hell of an operation. Everybody should give the Demon a pat on the back. A lot going on. It turned out really great. So let us see what the butcher's bill was. There was a lot going on. I might have missed some of our losses. So let's see. Molson Coors Taco Bell lost 17 100mm AAA. They lost 6 of their 130mm howitzers, 8 Akashas, 3 Cheetahs, 3 F5s, a dozen MiG-21s. Wow. 4 MiG-25s, 3 Mistral 2 man pads. The Mistral was what I replaced the Verba with because the Verba was picking up planes with its visual at a ridiculous distance. We picked up some fire can radar, a bunch of other radars. Let's see. The stadium was demolished, as was the cemetery. In our expenditures, we had no losses. We expended 9 archers, 16 adders, 23 alarms, 4 keglers, 18 brimstones, 2 JDAMs, 6 paveways, 6 meteors, and 4 spices. I'd have to say that's doing pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I think we actually made a profit on this. This should help make Goldman Sachs a little bit happier. All right, well, there it is, Hired Goons. I am going to call this mission complete and op success. So, all right, Hired Goons, I'm going to work on wrapping all of this up, getting a nice write-up, and then we will look at the next mission. Wonderful. Back to you, Hired Goons. Have a great evening.